Hello everybody, welcome to the next episode of Mr. Garza's Art Lessons. In this episode, we're going to draw the greatest superhero, well, one of the greatest superheroes, Superman. Now, your Superman is one of my top favorites, along with Batman, Green Lantern, Spider-Man. So anyways, like usual in my usual videos, we're doing these differently. We're going to use we always use a pencil and an eraser. And we're gonna mark it with black Sharpie towards the end, and then we're gonna do the colors. So it's pretty much the same colors that I've been using already, but you can use Sharpies, matte pencils, crayons, whatever your media, and if you want to work your way up to this, you can. I recently looked at the prices that I go to. These are probably around $4 or $5, and these are around $6. So just in case you're wondering, and if you live in Houston, Texas, I get my stuff at the Texas Art Supply Store. It's near the Baybrook, Clear Lake area. So enough about that. Anyways, I've drawn out the stick figure. You can go ahead and pause it, so this way you know what stick figure we're doing. We're doing a flying edge thing. If you notice, some of it's a little bit different because we're going to try to make a depth type. We're going to have where this is flying up and coming up towards you, where this is more backward. Hopefully you can go to the way I want it, and if not, then we'll try next time. So Superman has a more built body. He has more muscles, and the Bruce Timm version that has more bulky type, so this is the perfect example we can do. So we're gonna go back, fix his head. We're gonna make it more of the square type jaw. Most superheroes, if you look at some of the stuff, they do have more of a square type jaw into them. That's just the way they mean more fancy. Up right here, we're going to draw more of a curve right here, because this is going to be for his hair. So we're going to kind of give her a little curve to right there. Start with a little bit of an ear. So right around there is the ear. And I'll try to look at my LCD screen so I know my pencils are not covering up, or the shadows not covering up too much for you guys. So do a little bit right here. And let's go ahead and fix part of the body first instead. This way we know what we're having. So all we have to do is pretty much connect it over. And Superman's going to be more like a bulky, like I said, bulky type, so you just have to kind of cloud over on that one. For his part of his shoulder blades, make sure you do like a curve around to the arm. We're gonna see some parts of Superman that are shown and some parts aren't. And remember, like always, we're gonna go back to the pencil and erase the stick figure. So when we do the curves right here, it's always best to kind of give the curve round towards in the mirror. This way you're starting to build the muscle. And once we get into more of an advanced level, we'll be showing how to add really good details on muscle mass. They can be kind of tricky, but it's nothing too hard to. So we're going to start with the hand. We're going to, like always, remember to kind of look at your hand. You can always look at your hand, like the detail to curve up. And we're going to give it like a curve for his thumb. Again, if we go out of the square, it's okay, because the square kind of just identifies where we're going to have, like, how big we want it. And kind of go right there. We're going to make sure you measure towards your fingers. like always kind of measure this is going to be a little bit bigger. You know, you can measure it out. I think I made it a little too big. There we go. And remember, when you draw fingers, make sure you realize that I just erased the whole thing. Make sure you point out that when you do the fingers, you're gonna kind of make it go right here first, and then this one. And once it gets smaller, it's okay because we're just gonna kind of measure it. This part of the vanishing point, viewpoint. Okay, so fingers can be a little tricky, depending how round you want them. Some make them a little square. It just depends on how realistic you want your subject to make it. Bruce Timm kind of squares off some of his figures, but I kind of like to round up my fingers up a little more, so they look similar, a little cartoony just a bit, but you know, that's the way I prefer it, so it should be okay. And we're gonna go ahead, since this is part of his curved muscle. So this kind of built up. We can actually move up a little more if we wanted to, but we don't have to. And so we're gonna have, make sure we curve up right here. And we can start erasing. I know I'm going, probably explaining this a little fast, I'm sorry. But when I get in the mode, I start drawing it. I get into it, so. I'm gonna erase this part of the stick figure. This way we show build up from his arm. Yeah, that should be a good point. Right around there. For his chest muscles. Actually, this will be better. There we go. And you're going to probably erase more once you make the S, so just be aware. So we're going to kind of fix the part of his upper chest and then give curve to right down that way. So I did a curve right around there, and I'm going to erase part of my stick figure. The stick figures really help to show where you want your subject. Again, I think they're fantastic ever since I learned, so it always comes in handy, even today. There are some times where you can always just plan where you want your subject to be, so. Yeah. Then we're going to make more. Actually, we'll just make it a fist. It actually looks like this arm's come about even, which is okay, you know, that's fine. But, oh, there it is. Never mind. So we'll put part of more of the chest right here. This creates part of a depth where his arm's more in the background than his chest. So that's why it looks a little better that way. Okay. So we got part. We're going to go ahead, create his torso. We're going to go ahead and do his right leg. Yeah, that would be his right leg. And this helps out, like we build out superhero um, uh, anatomy. Actually, basic anatomy too. But they don't really do realistic ones. A really good artist who does is an artist called, I can't ever think of his name right now. Oh, Alex Ross. He does a very realistic of superheroes, so you can always look up him. You know, if you're under 12, always ask your parents' permission first, regardless what your rules are at home. But with me, you have to ask. That's just the way it is. For this leg right here, we're going to kind of give it more of a curve. So we're going to start more this way. And more of his leg is showing that. This kind of gives more like of depth and field on it, so we can actually make a little more like there. There it is. It's probably best sometimes if you watch just me draw first and then you can always go back to it. As you can tell, sometimes it's easy to make a few mistakes, and that's just the way some things happen. So I'm going to go ahead and erase my stick figure, and then we're going to create basic parts, and there go some of my markers. That's fine. Okay, so I'll probably have his knee right around here, more of a calf muscle right there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start on this part of the boot. For his boot, we do a line, then down, and then up, and there we go. And you're going to see a little more closer around there. We'll add this little extra line right there to give more of a depth to the boot. And then the line, an extra line right around there. Kind of like a little V in the middle. And same words up there. This is more of the classic type Superman, so be aware of how you're going to do. Probably make this a little more. Yeah, we'll do it that way. His foot it seems a little off today. I'm going to try a different way. There it is. And we can move a little more like that way. There it is. A little bit more. More realistic. Okay. Make for his knee, little curve, and then we'll start adding, parts of his costume and muscles. So I'm going to erase more of here so we can see more of the Superman symbol. We're going to kind of give it a little curve on that one because it's going to look a little his position. You want to make sure you balance well with the costume as much as you can. And then to make his S is a pretty simple way, but you have to just always make like a little, start up here, and a down, and then a little curve up, And then I always think of just drawing the yellow part in. So part would go around right there, and then make part of this S, give more of a curve right around there. You can make it really curved, or you can make it a little pointed. I prefer a little more of the curve. That's more of the classic one. And then you do this part of the shape, then go up curve, and then do a little triangle right in there. So that's the classic Superman symbol. We're gonna make sure we add some details right there, some muscles. Bruce Timm doesn't really have so much muscles when it shows, so you can just add just a little bit. We can kind of improv on that too, so it's okay. And then we're gonna kind of make part of an open of a suit, so it could show some of his neck, and add a little more detail to his neck right around there. So it's like a line and a line right around there. And we can add more. Let's add his belt first. So it's a round circle, and then we kind of curve right around there, and then curve right there, and then another curve, another curve. Sometimes he has a little parts where it holds up from part of his spandex, his red spandex. A lot of people say it's the underwear part. In ways it is, but that's just the way some superheroes were made with that design. They don't have as much. They don't have it anymore. That was just a style they had since the 1930s to fit it up to modern day, and then they just kind of took it away, which is fine. You know, that happens. Oops, I forgot to finish this part right here. And his boot. And then we're going to add part right here for his neck to some cape. And this cape's going to be tucked in under his shirt. So we'll just have a little line right there, line right there. A little bit of like there too. So when we color it, we'll know to add that part. And then we just kind of follow out. We can make it come out a little more this way. My eraser. Follow your line, don't go down, and then go down. Give a wavy kind of curve. So when you make cape with layering, always try to make it a little curved out. And then you're gonna kind of go back to it, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a bit. Like right around here, see where I'm at towards the end? You just go up, and that creates some depth for the cape. And then you can kind of just follow it out that way, up too. So this way you do have some depth and cape wise, and you can kind of try it out right here as well. We'll follow our line again. Wavy curve. Again. We're going to have this part stick out a little more. So, and then curve right there. Alright. And then we can add just a little on there. Yeah, there it is. So we got Superman's cape. We're gonna go ahead and start with his face, and we're gonna start with his hair. So we're gonna make sure he has like part of the hair that come over. Superman has a little curl on his hair, just a little curl in the middle. So it's going to look something similar to that. And then we put his hair up, and then make sure it kind of goes right there. Now, the new 52 Superman, he has a kind of more hair sticking there. And we can try that later on, maybe. Make some eyebrows. His eyes. 2 ovals. Nose. Just a little line, then curve, and then a dot for his nose nostrils. And then simple mouth, just a simple line. And then we add the pupil line, pupil right around there. Dot in, right around there. Now there's another version for his eyes. You can just do a little simple curve right there. And actually, no, this should be okay. I was going to show you how to do it, how the style they had it, but it'll be alright. So, okay, so that is Superman. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing like I did for the past video. So I'm going to go ahead and get to with my black little Sharpie, I'm going to go ahead and outline it. And I'll show you what it looks with colors, okay? So, alright, so as you can see, that this is the way Superman will be if he has the all inked out. Pretty simple. It just when you do that, you just trace over the lines, and this is the part when I showed, I said, but this is where you go around and erase everything around. Okay. There go some of my markers, which is fine. I'll just move them out of the way. I get my new desk soon. So when I can do that, they can look a lot better. And see, as I noticed, that once you mark on it, you may forget something. Like right there, I noticed I forgot. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect right around there. Cool. So there we go. It's all connected in. And all you gotta do next is just add the colors. Some people have asked me what are Superman's colors? Well, for his eyes, they're nice bright blue. And the normal animation, they don't really show his eyes, but we're doing some mashup of just him and probably some mashup of what regular it is, so it's okay. Yeah, now we do his skin, regular skin. Yellow for the inside and his belt, and you're gonna see, I'll do part of the belt for him now. Now, in the new Superman and the new comics, he has a red belt, which replaces the undergarments right there for him. But he still has the yellow inside the red S. So, even in Man of Steel, he has, it's all solid blue, more solid blue suit. And that, like you saw, this will be a good blue for it. And jet black hair, you can always add just a little bit of a highlight. Like, right around there. Can either be blue or black or like a dark gray, and then you can go back. It might even need to be a darker than that, even if I like it. I might like it, I might not, so if you see it different on the other part, you may see it differently. So always when you color, you know, I say for his hair, just do the thin Sharpie. This way. Just do the thin one, this way it'll be a lot cleaner and you won't make a mistake. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward and you'll get to see the final product, what's all colored in. Okay, so now that I fast forward it, it's going to look a lot better. Usually when you start out anything, it's going to look a little weird at first, but once you start adding more details and color to it, it'll look really good. Now with this type of marker, you have to be really careful. That's a very good, nice stroke, like a paintbrush. And as if you saw on my other two videos of superheroes, then you know you can have wear. So but for Superman's classic look, like I said, it'll be traditional blue. That's more of his suit. Red is his cape and boots and undergarments for everything. And yellow for a belt, and then the symbol is both red and yellow. Skin is a peach type color. For the highlight on his hair, you can get a little darker gray, and then black. Okay. And there you have a classic Superman pose from Bruce Timm style. A little bit different from Bruce Timm style too, but it's all good. If there are any questions or comments, please let me know. I also highly recommend to try the other ones that I'm going to post as well. Different versions and different costumes of it. So you can press pause on them and try them out. Alright, this is Mr. Garza's Art Lessons. Thank you for watching.